I came away respecting what Harbaugh did on the field, and I'm just so over everything that happens off the field in today's world. I mean, we're talking about whether Nick Saban can help out to buy players, to give them enough money that he promised to keep them to stay. And I'm going to get upset about something that the NCAA is looking into that I think most of us don't even understand what it's about. No, I'm moving on.
Yeah, because look, I said this on College Football Final directly after the national championship, that when you look at Jim Harbaugh, well, what did he set out to do in his 10 years at Michigan? He set out to return his alma mater back to where they believe is their rightful place in college football, which is among the nation's elite. Okay. He struggled doing that for a while. He couldn't get over the Ohio State hump. He's beat them 3 consecutive years. He couldn't get over the semifinal hump. He did that. Well, now he can, and he can leave Ann Arbor. Here you go, guys. I gave you 10 years, a national championship, 3 consecutive Big Ten championships, 3 consecutive spots to playoff. I have elevated Michigan football back to where it needs to be. It's time for me to go. Whereas 2 to 3 years ago, I think Michigan fans would have been pissed. Now I think they're like, you know what, Jim, we got what we needed. Thanks, brother. You're out.
And you know, the most interesting part of this, I think, they just named a new AD at Ohio State, Ross Bjork, who fired Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss and Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. And the coach who I'm more concerned about than anybody right now is Ryan Day. You don't throw up his gaudy record. I'm well aware of what he has done, but his popularity, he looks like a busted stock on Wall Street. And should he lose to the new coach at Michigan, whoever that is, this guy's got problems.
And what does that mean for Mike Elko, who was just hired by Bjork? I mean, look, he hasn't even had year 1, and I think he was a popular hire amongst the A&M fans. But now A&M's going to have to bring in an AD. And what if said AD comes from, I don't know, pick a school that's got a hot, trendy coach? Like now we're restarting the cycle, because you're right. What's the one thing we in the media always say when a coach struggles? Well, the new AD didn't hire him.
Yeah. That goes for every business, and we're well aware of that, even in ours. And I only bring it up because as the season begins, I mean, people will speculate about Billy Napier and Sam Pittman and this coach and that coach. But I'm fascinated by the Ryan Day story, because there's never been a coach in college football history who has had a better record and is talked about behind his back more today than Ryan Day.
Yeah, keep an eye on this one, especially, by the way, with CJ Stroud, who's going to win Rookie of the Year. Yeah. He's got the Texans in the divisional round of the playoffs, and on that same roster with CJ Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and a young Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ohio State's one of the biggest brands in football. Ryan Day is one of the most successful coaches. But Ryan, as we say down here, don't buy any green bananas. I mean, your time is coming.
And I'll tell you this, and I encourage you not to go down this rabbit hole, but if you really want to get into some coaching craziness, go find it on the internet, in the darkest parts of the internet, of the theories now of the Jed Fish move to Washington. He only stays everywhere about 2 years, right? And now people are already placing him at Florida because he's a Florida grad when Billy Napier gets canned. But it's like, this dude hasn't even coached a game at Washington, and you're already putting him at Florida.
Yeah, I remember the first time I talked to him, and I know you know him better than I do, but all we talked about was Spurrier. So yeah, there's another name out, and I'm going to leave it for the next, but there's another name out there who I think will be prominent if Florida ends up looking for a coach. But I don't want to go there, because Billy Napier is a good man, and he's done a good job of can I get back to you on that?
Yeah. We'll table the discussion. We are just entering the long off season. We got plenty of time to break down each team and their bona fides. Paul Finebaum, great stuff. We gave it a week. You were the most sought after man in media after the Nick Saban news a week ago today. We're glad that you made some time for us. It was a great conversation, but I don't know how we're going to move forward. Oh, here, I'll end it on this one. Who now, in your mind, in college football is the top of the sport other than, can't say Kirby Smart because we know but who now other than Kirby is the guy?
That's obviously a difficult question, but if I'm looking for a guy to buy stock in that I think is going to keep getting better, it would probably be Steve Sarkisian.
I was going to go Sark or Brian Kelly. I think LSU just got over their biggest hurdle, and with how he's recruiting, what have we always said? LSU could have been Alabama if Nick Saban stayed. Any coach who figures that thing out, you could have Alabama for a decade. I think that's where we are with Brian Kelly and LSU.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's not only from a recruiting standpoint. He hired Corey Raymond yesterday from Florida. How they let him go at Florida, I'll never know. But he is that announcement alone has energized people in Louisiana because he has brought in some of the best players in LSU history.
Yeah, buy your stock in Baton Rouge. We've got a lot of stock talk today. Maybe I will have my pal Kramer come on, who, by the way, loves visiting the Sports Center studios. Very, very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, big.
You introduced him to me one time up there.
That's right.
He's still bugging me.
Look, he'll do that from time to time. Paul, great stuff. Look forward to doing this again with you soon. Between now and then, I think I'll bug you when the Harbaugh stuff goes down, and we'll dive into that.
Hey, my schedule, I have nothing to do until July, so call me anytime.
Music to our ears. Thank you, Paul.
Give me something I can feel. Like